Hello.
Hi, everybody. Right now, I'm just inviting everybody in. Hi. You guys can go ahead and visit with each other for now if you'd like while I'm getting everybody in here.
Oh my God.
Hi.
Thanks, Dave.
I've got medium and large here, so choose which one you want.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I don't see it. Oh, wait, yeah, I do.
Plus, your background is awesome.
Thank you.
How can you read the background?
And your head is floating.
Yeah, I got a shirt that matched my green screen.
Nice.
How do you do that?
That's how you do the floating head thing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, ideally, when you say it, you've written it first because
I'm pretty sure you can choose your virtual background, right?
Yeah,
it's the settings.
for most our people.
Can you go to settings?
Kind of when you write it out first.
I'm attempting to see everybody that's here so that I can kind of keep track of who's here, that's kind of taking role, kind of, sort of. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I don't see Dorian yet. I think I saw Cooper. Let's see, have I seen, is Dwayne here? I haven't seen Dwayne, I don't think. Oh, it has to be guys in alphabetical order. Let's see, David, is David here? I saw Malia. Let's see, is Jimena here? I don't think so. You're Donnie, Kanishana. Myri, I think I saw Madison in here, right? Yep. Yeah, I saw Jordan. What? Charles, Chuck. Gus. Chance, I don't think he's here. Valerie, Eric. You guys here? Let me know if you're here and I say your name. I saw Alex. Let's see, is Natalia here? No. I think I saw Ellie, Jeanette, Ian's here, and I think I saw Ella.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm just making toast.
Okay, perfect. No problem. Okay, there's Chance and Eric. Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just checking to see who's here. I totally don't mind if you guys want to visit with each other. Okay, let's see. Now I'm going to check my 7th period list. I don't think I saw Travis. Is Travis here? Okay, no Travis. I don't think Caleb is here. I know Gus is here. He's got that awesome background. I've seen Adriana come in and out. Oh, there's Natalia there. Okay, let's see. I saw Ashlyn. Let's see, did I see Jaden? I don't see Jaden. Is Jaden in here? I saw Ian, I think. I saw Wendy too. Did I see Wendy? Wendy, are you in here?
Yeah, I'm in here.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi.
Thought I saw your name pop up. Let's see, I saw McKenna. Don't think I've seen Ember. I saw Braxton. See Maddie, you're there. Deanna, Natalie. But Ariana. Ariana here? Oh yeah, there you are. A Bell. Is a Bell here somewhere? I don't see a Bell. How about, let's see, I saw Victoria. How about Rose? Is Rose here? I don't think so. How about, let's see, Marley's here. Is Sadie here? Did I see Sadie? I see Sadie. And then Caitlin, it's Caitlin here. All right. Okay, I think I've got everybody that's here. And then because I've got you guys in a waiting room, I can see as you come in. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the meeting now. Let's see. I wanted to first start off by saying, even though I am kind of taking roll right now to see who's here and who's not, it's not mandatory that you guys are here for these live Zoom sessions. I will be presenting important information, so it is important that you watch the recorded versions if you're not able to be there for the live versions. There's Travis. Hi, Travis. And so let's see, I'm gonna take a minute to mute everybody. So again, it's okay if you're not here for the live session, just make sure you watch the recorded session later. And if you guys would let me know, just send me a message when you get to view the recorded session. That way I know who has seen it and who hasn't. But again, it's not required. It's not something that I have to turn into the office or anything like that. I will have to turn attendance into the office, but the official way that I will be taking attendance is if you are turning in your work or not. So that's how I'll be able to tell them if you're participating in class, is by turning in the work. So yeah, important information in these Zoom meetings, but it's not the end of the world if you can't make it. But do let me know later if you watch the recorded version. So because I have you guys all muted, if you do have a question or if you do want to pop in and say something, you can either click the button to put your hand up, or you can unmute yourself and just jump in. That's totally okay if you have something that you want to jump in and say, or ask about. So I'm gonna start by kind of checking in and seeing if there's anything anybody needs at this point. You guys are here, so that's a good start. But if you don't have things at home that you need, whether it is a Chromebook or Wi-Fi. I think the district's trying to take care of all that stuff, but even if it's like a calculator or anything that you need, make sure you guys let me know. If you need help with anything at all, make sure you let me know. So send me an email or something. Okay. So you guys should have gotten through Google Classroom our kind of learning plan for the week. I tried to put in one document all the information that you'll need for kind of my plan for each week. And so I plan on having each week really similar to what we did this week, where you'll watch a video and you will have a specific piece of paper to take notes on while you're watching the video. And I'd like you guys to try to turn those in before we have class so that we can kind of talk about that lesson in class, and you guys will know what we're talking about, and that way we can talk about it kind of just briefly and address any kind of questions that you have, and then have an assignment that if you're able to work on the assignment before you come to our Zoom class meeting here, then you can know what questions you have on that going into this, and then that assignment then is due by the end of the day on Wednesdays. Let's see, Cooper has a hand up. So Cooper, go ahead and unmute yourself. What's your question?
I don't have a way to turn in the homework notes that I did. So I don't know how we would do that.
Okay. So do you have a phone that has a camera in it, or do you have anybody in your house that has a phone with a camera? Nobody has a phone.
Yeah.
Somebody does have a phone. Okay. Because
someone
if you,
has a phone. Yeah.
Okay. If you can just borrow their phone to take a picture, and then you can either send it to yourself somehow or send it directly to me. Like you could log into Google Classroom on their phone, maybe just to turn the stuff in. That would work. And for those people that are using their phones to take pictures, it really, really helps me if you are able to scan them. And so I put some information on how to, like some different scanning apps that work well. It makes it a lot easier for me to be able to see your work if it's scanned. It's really hard to see it on a computer when it's just a picture. So keep that in mind. I can see it. And if that's the only option you have, I will make it work. Even if you're, Cooper, you could probably figure out how to hold something up like this and take a picture of it like that too, right? So if you needed to, you could just use the camera in your computer too. Good question. let's see. Yeah, so every week I'll just have the, oh, there's Katie. Let me let Katie in. Every week it'll just be the one video, the one thing of notes, and then the one assignment that you'll turn in. The notes are worth 5 points. The actual practice assignment is worth 5 points. And you should be able to get 100% on both of those. Let me talk about the practice assignment a little bit more first. The notes you can obviously just copy down as they're doing them. And the video does go very fast. I did it this morning and I was like, oh my God, I can't keep up. So make sure you guys pause so that you can write stuff down and you can go back and watch things again if there was stuff that you didn't understand, because they go fast. And make sure you are, there's a column on the left-hand side where you can write down questions. If there's stuff that comes up, you can write down questions that you have. And then make sure you bring those to class, and we can address them during that time. The practice assignments, when you turn those in, if you don't complete them or if you are doing something incorrectly, I will give you feedback. Okay, so I'll give you feedback on those practice assignments if I didn't think you did them like, to the standards that I think you should be doing them. And I will return them to you. And then on Thursdays, okay, so they're due on Wednesdays, right? And then on Thursdays, I'm gonna post the solutions. And so you could use that to help you finish the assignment to make sure you get it 100% not only correct, but 100% finished, so that you do get every possible point on everything. From here on out, you should be able to get 100% on every single thing you turn in, which is going to mean every single one of you, your grade will go up in this class. If you, let's see, hopefully you guys read the note sent home by the superintendent. And it basically said that, your grades can't go down, but I think it's important that you guys know that they can go up. And if you are not participating in the class, then you can lose credit. So that's important to know. It is important, even though your grades can't go down, it is important to still stay active in the class. I'm trying to make sure that, the stuff that I assign each week is going to take you less than a 2-hour period, that you would be able to do it in theory, in 2 hours on Wednesday and be done with it, and just have that one day for 2 hours and not have to worry about it the rest of the week. So keeping you active doing some math, but, not overloading you, because we all have different things that are, keeping us from being able to participate and do stuff. Gus, I see your hand up. What's your question? Don't forget to unmute yourself.
How many units do we actually have left?
So we are definitely going to be doing stuff with Trig, which is the stuff that you guys did the notes on this week is kind of the beginning of Trig. And the, let's see, there was one other thing. Oh, probably we'll also get into like 3D shapes, like finding volume and surface area and that kind of thing. So that is my plan, and we should be able to get through those things before the end of the school year, whether we're together or doing it using this distance learning. Okay, so Gus, you can put your hand down now, and Malia, go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, so as long as is it kind of what we did with the homework at the beginning? As long as you recall and do your best, do you get full credit for doing homework?
Yeah, definitely. If you do something wrong, you've done a problem incorrectly or something, I want to make sure that you are getting, I'll give you feedback on it, and I'll say, hey, it looks like on number 2, you got this answer, but you should have gotten this answer. And I might try to explain how to do it correctly. And like I said before, I'll return it to you so that you can fix it, so that you can do it correctly. And then you will get 100% on it. So, I think it's important that you guys are, you know, doing the work, but also, you know, making sure you're doing it correctly. And with the, you know, the under 2 hours of work we have each week, I didn't think it was such a bad thing to return something to you if it wasn't done quite correctly, so that you could fix it, make sure you're, you know, understanding how to do it correctly. Sound good? Myri, question.
Yeah, so whenever I tried to print the homework or the notes, it always came up with like, there's an error and I don't know like how to print it.
Okay. Sometimes if that happens to me, I can try reloading the page. Sometimes that makes a difference. You don't
Yeah.
have to print it. You can just do it on another sheet of paper.
Okay.
The notes are kind of handy if you do have it printed, because they have some of the stuff written out for you. But a lot of it you just have to copy down anyway. So I don't think it's that big of a deal if you
could try.
can't print it. So Gus has
Okay.
advice.
You could try copying it to a different PDF and see if your printer would do that. Because sometimes it thinks like it belongs
Yeah, I
to the other
tried-
person.
I tried sending it to my Google Docs, but it still wouldn't work. So it says that the requested URL wasn't found on the server. So
Huh.
Yeah,
Myri,
I can
if you
copy
want
it
to
down,
send
it's
me an
not-
email later, I can try sending it to you a different way, maybe, if you want.
I think I can print it off like a different computer because it's working on my mom's, but not on mine. So
Okay.
I was just wondering if it was like anybody else had that problem.
I don't know. All right, let me get back to my agenda, and then thank you for those of you that are raising your hands when you have questions. Myri, go ahead and put your hand down so that I don't get confused later. Let's see, what else do I want to make sure I'm talking about? The assignments, just to kind of clarify, the notes are due before our Zoom class starts. And the assignment, the practice assignment, will be due by the end of the day today, so by midnight tonight. And anytime you need an extension on anything, if you can't get to it at a certain time for some reason, which is understandable and totally fine, I would appreciate if you guys could just ask for an extension. The easiest way for me to keep track of that is if you go into the actual assignment and leave me a private comment. Okay, so the private comment, you know, and just say, can I turn this in on Thursday instead of Wednesday? And that way it's really easy for me to see when you do turn it in, you did ask ahead of time if you could have an extension on it. So I just appreciate you guys letting me know if you're not going to be able to turn it in on time, so that I'm not like, uh-oh, is Wendy not going to do her homework this week? But I've gotten a message from her, so I'll know that she sent me a message. She is planning on doing it, and I don't have to worry about that. So that's that. Let's see. I think I talked to you guys about credit and your grades only being able to go up at this point, right? Oh, another important thing too is if you ever need help on anything, I do have office hours. Ian, I see your hand. I'll get to you in just a second. So I will post this in Google Classroom again later. I didn't want to overpost things this morning and confuse you guys, but I do have office hours, and I have sent you an invitation like to, and you can add it to your Google Calendar if you want to, but I have office hours every day of the week from 2 to 3, except on Wednesdays it's from 3 to 4. So if you ever need help on anything, that's a good time to get help on that stuff. So whether it's the beginning of the week and you need help understanding the material, or it's the end of the week because you got something returned to you and you need help understanding how to do it, we can meet in a Zoom meeting and I can help you on it. So, so keep that in mind, those office hours. Okay, Ian, did you still have a question? It looks like your hand is down now. Go ahead and mute if you do.
Do we still have to take a final?
Good question. I don't know for sure because, you know, things could change, but I am thinking at this point that it's not going to happen. So even if we do come back to school, I think it's unlikely that we would take a final. Okay. Let's see. Sienna is asking,
Say if like
how do
we
you
had to
put
take
your
a
hand up? How do you put your hand up, you guys?
You go to like participants or whatever, like how here it says like 28 participants and you press on that. And at the bottom, it should like give you like options that you can like comment. So there's like raise hand, yes, no, go slower, go faster, and that kind of stuff.
Good. Thank you. And you guys can respond to questions like that in the chat itself there too. And then don't forget also you can just unmute yourself and jump in if you have something that you want to ask about. So don't hesitate to just jump in and say, I have a question. So Sienna, what's your question?
So like if we didn't turn our notes in before the Zoom meeting, can we still?
Oh, yes. Good question. I did want to talk about that too. Like I said before, if you guys would let me know if you are not going to be able to turn them in, like give me a heads up about it ahead of time, I would appreciate that. But it is totally okay if you haven't turned it in yet to turn it in later.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else before we get started with the actual discussion of the lesson? Okay. Sienna, your hands is still up if you want to put that down. I'm guessing that's still up from before. Now that you know how to do that. Okay. So I am going to share my screen with you, or I'm going to share a screen with you so that you guys can see stuff that I'm posting on my document camera. And I know it's not super duper easy to see. I think, you guys can see me pretty big right now on your screens, right? You don't see like everybody else, okay? And I think that if you're in that gallery view where you get to see lots of people, you really won't be able to see what I'm about to share with you. So, uh-oh. This doesn't look like it's gonna be working. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so can you guys see that notes page that you guys did take the notes on already? Can you guys like show me thumbs ups if you can see them, just that okay, good. And can you guys can you read it okay? Is it all right? You able to? Yeah, kind of, right? Okay, so I'm gonna try to use this, but I do know it's not super easy to see. I think if I zoom in on things, it makes it just a little bit easier to see, but then you can't see as much. So I am gonna try to use this because it's easy for me to, kind of show you things that I'm talking about here. And keep in mind, I can always switch back to, the view of just me, and I can write stuff up on the board, and I think that might be easier to see. I can get kind of close to the board. So if you guys need me to, you can just, turn your mute off and say, Miss Grassl, I can't see, and just let me know, okay? Let's see, 11:20. All right. So at this point, I just want to talk about a couple of things and answer a couple of questions. So this week's lesson is on special right triangles. These are 30, 60, 90 triangles, which you guys all kind of saw about already. The thing that's really important to take away from that is, the 30-degree angle is the smallest, the 60-degree angle is the medium, and the 90-degree angle is the largest of the three angles. And if you can remember the ratio of the sides, is this 1 to √3 to 2. I think that's something that can be really, really helpful, is just remember 30, 60, 90, and then 1 √3, 2. If you can memorize that ratio of the sides, it's really, really helpful. So I am going to kind of jump ahead, assuming that you guys already did all of the notes, and I'm going to work on a couple of the homework problems with you guys. To make sure you understand them. So let's see. I have until 11:20 with you guys, and it's 11:10, so I have about 10 minutes here. Okay, so I'm going to start with I'm going to do like 1, 2, and 3, and I'll do them pretty quickly. And then I'm going to do number 8 because it's a little bit harder. And then I will take any other questions if you guys had questions on any other ones. So if you don't have this done, you could do it with me now. So A lot of times it's easy to, like they did in the notes, to draw a similar triangle that, you know, is facing the same way as the one that they have there, but putting the sides on the similar triangle, you know, the 1, the √3, and the 2. So across from the small angle is the shortest side 1. Across from the medium angle, the 60-degree angle, is the medium side √3. And across from the biggest angle 90 is the longest side 2. Okay, and then if I wanted to find, like, let's say the hypotenuse, I can see that the ratio from the short leg to the hypotenuse is 1 to 2. And so you can write it like that if you want to, 1 to 2. Or you can just realize that that is the ratio and go, hey, if this is 10, then this one has to be, what does it have to be?
20.
20, right? Because it's going to be twice as long, right? The 2 is twice as long. And you could cross multiply to solve this. You could do the 1 times u and the 2 times the 10 to get the u equals 20. Okay. Uh-oh. I am going to stop sharing because it looks like it's having a hard time seeing what's on the board there. So I'm actually going to stop there since it's having a hard time seeing that. Oh, Jeanette has a question. What's your question, Jeanette?
I was going to say, is it wrong to do 2 equals 10 over 1?
2 equals 10 over 1.
Yep, that's what I did too. That's what I understood from the video. Like it would be 10 over 1 equals u over 2.
Right. And you can totally
so
do
that
it.
is right. Okay.
Totally do
Okay.
it that way too. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, another thing too is just to recognize if you can always find the shortest side first, then you can take that shortest side, like the 10, and
Okay.
multiply it by 2 to get the hypotenuse. And then because
Okay.
the ratio of
Okay.
the short side to the longer or the medium side is 1 to √3, you can just multiply that 10 times the √3 to get that other side there.
Okay.
Jeanette, did that help? Did that answer your question?
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, this isn't letting me share to that anymore, of course. Okay, so other ones in particular, let's see. So I told you guys that U was 20 in that number 1, but what would V be? I can't show it to you on the document camera anymore. What is V going to be?
10 to the square root of 3.
Right, 10 times the square root of 3,
Oh,
or 10
yes.
√3. Right, and that's because you can multiply the 10 times the √3 to get the V. Okay. So are there other problems that you guys would like to have me go over? Anything that you tried that you got stuck on?
It's working again.
Yeah, I got it to working. I unplugged it and plugged it back in again. So that did the trick this time. I'm going to go down to number 8, if I can get that in the screen there. Okay. So number 8, I thought was a little bit tricky because they don't give you the short side on this one. So on this one, because they give you the long side, you want to start by finding that short side. And since the relationship with the I shouldn't say long side, kind of the medium side, which they call the long leg. Is it freezing again? Can you guys not see it again? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's frozen.
I can't see anything.
I can see that one image,
Yeah,
but then
my
everything
symbol's
else
not
is
moving
totally
anymore,
frozen.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not, that's not working today, so I'm not gonna go with that. Okay, so the, because the longer leg is 8, and the relationship between the long leg and the short leg is 1 to √3 or √3 to 1, depending on which way you look at it. I'm gonna move this over here so that you guys can maybe see the board up here. You can divide that 8 by the √3, okay? So again, because you're working with, can you guys see that, okay?
Yeah.
Y
Yes.
here. because the relationship between those two is root 3 and then 1, I can take that 8 and divide by root 3. Okay, so y is going to be 8 divided by root 3. And then you guys should have seen in the notes that, well, no, we're good there because the root 3 is not in the denominator. When the root 3 is in the denominator, you do have to do something with it, but there it's good. Then you have to find the hypotenuse x. But once you know that the short leg, oh no, I do need to divide by root 3. Sorry guys, I got distracted. Okay, so it is 8 divided by root 3. Okay, so I changed that, 8 divided by root 3. And now, because I have that root 3 in the denominator, I rationalize it and I multiply by that thing over itself, root 3 over 3, which then gives me 8 root 3 divided by, and when you multiply the root 3 by the root 3, you get?
Root 9.
Root 9, which is 3, right? Okay, so that is your short side now, is 8 root 3 over 3. And now if you want to then find the hypotenuse, the relationship between the short leg and the hypotenuse is that the hypotenuse is twice the short leg. So the easiest way to do that now is just to double that. So in order to find x, I'm going to take that 8 root 3 over 3, and I'm going to multiply that by 2. Because again, the relationship between the short leg and the hypotenuse is that the hypotenuse is twice the short leg. So I'm going to take that short leg and multiply it by 2. Okay. And one of the things they pointed out is that you should multiply things that are outside the radical together, but multiply things that are both under the radical together. So the 8 and the 2 are both out of the radical, so I'm going to multiply those together to get the 16. That root 3 is under the radical, so that stays under the radical. And then in the denominator, I only have the 3 here, right? Because this 2 is the same as a 2 over 1. Okay. So I thought that one was kind of a tricky one, so I wanted to go over that one with you also. One last thing I think it's important for you guys to know too is the third page of the assignment has application and extension problems, and I posted a video that will help you to do those. So it kind of gets you started if you need the help getting started on those. So you guys can take a look at that if you need help on that. Okay, so just a reminder, this practice assignment is due by midnight tonight. If you need an extension, just make sure you ask for an extension in the private comment in the assignment itself. And like I said, if you don't know how to finish it, just do your best. You can turn in what you have done, and then I will return it to you to finish it either probably tomorrow. I'm thinking I'll get all my grading done tomorrow. So hopefully I'll get it back to you tomorrow so that you can fix anything, so that you can be sure to get full credit to help your grade go up. Okie doke. So that's it for today. Unless anybody has any other questions.
I have one question.
Okay.
I know with every unit and stuff like that, we'll have like a unit test or whatever. Are we going to be doing those? Because I know that like some teachers are doing like chapter tests or whatever, like they would normally. I'm just wondering, would we have any tests, like online tests for this class?
Right now, I don't have any plan for that. Okay, things might change. I don't know. Right now, I'm thinking no.
Thank you.
How often are we?
Yeah.
How often what?
How often are we going to have these Zoom meetings?
So the Zoom meetings will be every Wednesday at this same time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then the office hours are just, if you need extra help, you can come on during the office hours.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Signing off.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
If anybody has questions, you can stick around for a
Bye.
minute and ask your question. But see you guys next week.
Miss
Hi, Miss
Grassl,
Grassl.
Bye. Yes, question?
do you know when do you know if school's gonna be closed or not? Because I saw like in the article the other day in the San Francisco Chronicle that they said that they were gonna not do school for the rest of the year.
We don't
For
know for
California.
sure. In Sonoma County, we only know through May 1st.
Okay.
So that's all we know for now. I will definitely keep you guys posted if I hear any different. Okay, we got to sign off. I got math 3 coming on soon. Bye, guys.